Hey everybody, and welcome back. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new, make sure you hit the subscribe button. I talk about fitness and other things, mostly fitness. So in today's video, what we're going to talk about is HIIT training, so high intensity interval training, and the benefits of what it can provide to you in a workout and how it's best used for fat burning. So let's talk about it. All right, so the first question is, what is HIIT training, right? So HIIT training is high intensity interval training. Basically, you work out really hard at your maximum capacity for maybe 20, 30 seconds, whatever you're capable of doing. And then you immediately switch off to working out at your lowest intensity, like a very light intensity workout. So basically what it is a workout that alternates between high intensity and a low intensity recovery period. So your heart rate is running really high and you're going really fast, and then you immediately switch it off, and then you're just going really slow and you're recovering, and then you turn it back on, and then you turn it off, and then you turn it back on. Intervals, right? So that's basically what it is. And you can do this with a lot of different, you can do this with cardio. Most of the time it's done with cardio workouts. So you're doing it when you're running, you're doing it when you're biking, you're doing it on an elliptical. It's very common that it's done on a cardio session. You can also do this with weight training. I think a lot of people do this with weight training, but not all weight training is created equal. So you can't do, you probably could, but it's not as common to do with weight training. There are certain exercises in the weight training circuit that you can do that like you can do HIIT training in high intensity and low intensity. Like, I don't think you want to squat high intensity and then go low intensity, but you can do things like kettlebell exercises, or you can do things like sprints, which is probably more cardio than it is weight training. But yeah, you guys get the idea. Now, some of the benefits to HIIT training is you're gonna burn more fat in a smaller period of time, because the whole point of HIIT training is that you're not sitting on a treadmill for 30 minutes, or you're not sitting on a bike for 40 minutes, or whatever, however long you're on any of these cardio machines. So in the high intensity periods and then the low intensity periods, you're going to be burning more fat because your body's going to be working harder. So the primary benefit, I'm just going to pull this up on bodybuilding.com so you guys can kind of understand. So the primary benefit of HIIT is that you burn more fat compared to steady state cardio. The reason may be the effect of HIIT on post-exercise lipid utilization. In other words, your body may get better at using fat for energy. Cool. See, I couldn't have put that into words. I'm not good at that. I wouldn't have been able to say that because I don't know what lipid utilizations mean. So a study by the Laval University Physical Sciences Laboratory showed that participants burned nearly 4 times as much as fat as those who did steady cardio. You'll see a little chart here that I also got from bodybuildingmealplan.com, which I'll also post a link down here in the description, that kind of shows you a little comparison of HIIT cardio fat burning versus steady cardio fat burning, so you can take a look at that. Now, another benefit would be improved fitness. Now, imagine that you can work out twice as long without being tired. So that's another benefit, is that it does improve your endurance while you're doing HIIT cardio, because of those constant bursts of energy. And in doing so, you'd also be able to burn twice as much fat. So kind of win-win situation here. In fact, there was another study by the Exercise Metabolism Research Group that pretty much showed that result. The participants doubled their endurance in just 2 weeks. And in that 2 weeks, it would show that they only performed about 6 HIIT sessions in that time frame. So you think about 14 days, out of those 14 days, maybe 6 of those days were spent doing HIIT cardio. So it's not something you need to do every day. I don't think it's recommended that you do that every day. But in just 2 weeks of doing 6 sessions of HIIT, their endurance has increased times 2. Now, another reason that the HIIT workouts are also super beneficial is it can reduce calorie intake. Now, you're probably thinking to yourself, well, how does working out reduce calorie intake? So a study shows by the University of Dammam that people who did HIIT cardio were able to eat less calories than someone who did standard cardio or no cardio at all. So in comparison to someone who was doing standard cardio, I think it was about 115 calories less. and to someone who did no cardio was about 170 calories less. Now it doesn't seem like a lot, but for someone who's trying to cut or trying to shred body fat, I mean, you know, it's enough. It definitely counts. 170 calories is still good enough to be like, hey man, I'm not gonna have that, you know, candy bar, that peanut butter cup. I think there's a little bit more calories in a peanut butter cup than 170, but you know, still, it's still a good, it's still, I'll take it. I'll take it. Now, one of the things that I also wanted to drive home about HIIT is it is not for everyone. So I don't think anyone should just jump on a treadmill, jump on a bike and just start trying to do this, especially if you're not comfortable with cardio in the first place, because it requires very high intensity. It requires you to perform at your maximum, which could be really stressful on your body, on your heart. And this is it's back and forth. So it's going to be constant pressure and constant activity and constant work for your body to exert, and constant energy for your body to exert. So I don't think it's for everyone. I don't think anyone should just jump into it right away, because it could be dangerous. Now, if you're generally healthy and you wanted to increase your, I don't know, I guess your athletic endurance, or just reduce a little bit of body fat, I mean, there's really no excuse why you can't do that, because it does have those high intensity moments, but you also get a larger low intensity period. So or low impact period in which you're basically at rest, but not completely. Let me give you some examples of what HIIT, high intensity training, really is. So let's say you're on a treadmill and you wanted to do your HIIT on a treadmill. You would do maybe 20 seconds of sprints, full-fledged sprints. We're not talking about a jog, we're talking about Wally West, Barry Allen type flash sprints. Like, you're running as hard as you can for maybe 20-30 seconds, and then you'll come down and you'll walk at maybe a leisurely walk for maybe 100 seconds to 60 seconds. I always feel like your low intensity period should last longer than your high intensity period, just so that you can have that rest, because that high intensity period is going to kick your ass. You're going to, I can't say you're going to, because this is something that's happening to me, but me personally, I'm hunched over and I'm asking, why am I doing this? But then I leave the gym and I'm like, but hey, did you die? And that's always how I end it. I was like, hey, I didn't die, so can't really be mad. So and then you have something like a Stairmaster. If you're not really, I know a lot of people don't like running because there's a lot of pressure on the shins, on your legs, and I get that constant up and down movement. It can hurt. But you do have the alternative of like a Stairmaster, where you can do, and this is tough, but I would say maybe 30 seconds of a full high intensity running up the stairs, and then you drop that bad boy down to like a 1, and then you're literally just crawling up the stairs because your legs are so tired. But that's something that you can do. And again, you don't have to do these things for 30 minutes. You can do a HIIT workout if you're ready to do it for 10 to 15 minutes. Like, that can be a maximum HIIT workout. I think 15 minutes is like a maximum. Like, you don't have to go more than 15 minutes when you're doing HIIT. So instead of, I mean, I know if you HIIT, and another thing that I've experienced when doing HIIT cardio is that time flies by. You know, when you're on a treadmill and you're on basically anything else, I feel like there's a hair stuck to the back of my head from my hat, and it's driving me crazy. I am so sorry. Yup, there it is. I got it. You see it? It's there. It's obnoxious. Ugh, it was bothering me. So as I was saying, that's one of my favorite things about the HIIT cardio is I know it is intense, and your body's going to be like, man, you're working really hard, but that time flies by because you're either looking forward to that rest period, or you're not looking forward to the high intensity period, which either one's gonna come a lot, like that high intensity period is gonna come faster because you're not looking forward to it. And anything you're not looking forward to is always just like, well, here I am. So I've noticed that when doing that, it is a lot. The time flies by a lot faster than just sitting and just being on a steady pace. Just, you know, maybe it's in my head, but it works for me. So then you also have something like, if you wanted to do another example of HIIT cardio, if you wanted to do a bike, if you wanted to cycle, you can do that, you know, 30 seconds on, 60 seconds off. You do 30 seconds of high intensity, and then you do 60 seconds of the low intensity, and I think that's easiest. I think that's one of the easiest ones because let's face it, you're sitting down. You're sitting down and you're just cycling. But you can do that. I guess you could do that in the real world and not at a gym. You don't have to sit down on a stationary bike, especially if you don't like to sit down on you don't like to do your cardio at a stationary place. Get on a bike, go high intensity, and then just relax. Just, you know, pedal like, you know, like you're half asleep, I guess. Track sprints. I mean, I guess that's the same thing as a treadmill sprint. If you're doing track sprints, treadmill sprints, same shit, right? I think that those two kind of, you can't really mess that up because they're the exact same thing. I mean, on a treadmill, you can basically calculate what your speed is, right? So you press the buttons on the treadmill and you know how fast you're going, then you can put it back down so you know how slow you're going. On a track, you really can't figure that out, but you know you're busting your ass. You take it upon yourself. I mean, you know, don't cheat yourself. Go out there, bust your ass, run the speed, and then, you know, roll on the ground if you have to. It's as your low intensity. Just do like little body rolls. That was a weird pantomime of body rolls. That just looked like I was swimming. Your low intensity can literally be walking. Battle ropes. Battle ropes are a good one. As you know, the battle ropes. You can do that for, you know, 20 seconds and off for 40 seconds and on for 20 seconds, and then you'll be done in like 10 minutes. So to me, I think HIIT workouts are the best because they don't have to take up a large part of your workout. They don't have to take up a large part of your gym day. And another big benefit is how your body reacts to HIIT workouts after you're done. After you've worked out, and how your body still has fat burning, wow. How your body still has fat burning lipids in its body after you've worked out. So that those fat burning lipids are going to continue post workout. So when you're at work and you're sitting down, or you've come home, you're just sitting there watching TV, they're still going to be working because of what your body has experienced, the high levels, the low levels, the high levels, as opposed to just a steady level of cardio. Now again, I just want to put this disclaimer out. It's not for everyone. If you're someone who has not done cardio before, is not familiar with cardio, definitely start out with some steady pace cardio. Don't go high intensity because you could hurt yourself, or you could end up just hating it in general. And we all want to have a good relationship with the gym and a good relationship with exercise. Nothing you do, if you're doing anything out of obligation, you're going to end up hating it. So don't do anything out of obligation. So yeah, so that's the video, guys. If you have any questions about it, please just let me know. If you're new to the channel, if you stayed here this long, please subscribe, like the video, leave a comment for any questions. I said that already. You can follow me on Instagram and on Twitter. Both of the links are in the description. You can call me on my cell phone. My phone number is not there because I'm not stupid. But yeah, thank you so much, guys, and have a wonderful day. I'll see you guys on the next video. Bye.